Hi James. Okay, so this is our job referral form. So if any of the job seeker wants to self-refer him, so he can come to this form and he can enter his details. So as soon as the details are entered, the data goes to the CRM and the TA or the team administrator can view the details in the CRM. So let us enter one sample. So you can just enter all these details as you want. Okay, now I can submit the form. So it says this is required. So we can change this. This is a generic HTML form. So we can change the design and CSS and whatever the design changes we want to do. We can do it easily. So submit it. Okay, so it has been submitted. So now, if you want, we can even redirect this page to some other landing page if you want. Okay, so we'll refresh this thing. So you see, there's a new job seeker over here. So let's open that one, and here is his full details. So it says it is a self-referral, and these are the other details. Okay, so these are the complete details. If you want to see the summary, you can go to summary view, and it will list out all the updates. Like all the job referrals are created by the system. So it says administrator created this contact. So you can even communicate with other team members using comments over here. So what are comment you enter over here? So this will be visible to all of your team members, and if somebody wants, he can reply to this one itself. So this way you can communicate over this particular record, or you can add notes. Okay. Now next thing in the whole flow is now the TA checks the job seeker's referral form, and if any of the information is missing, he has to contact him back. So what you can do is you can click on send email function. Okay, you should send an email to the job seeker, and he can ask for his details. Okay, to communicate with the job seeker, the team administrator can send him an email by clicking on this button. So when he clicks on this, he gets an option which email account he wants to send the email. He can select work email or whichever he wants, and then he can compose his email over here, and he can even choose some ready-made templates if he has. Like you can keep some templates for the you know the details information form or something like that. Like if we pre-fill template, we should be pick up the values from the contact details or the job seekers details, and from the email and send to a client. So After clicking on this, he can change the status of the job seeker if he wants, or he can comment that he has been contacted or something. But whatever he does, those information would be shown over here in the update section. So if you send an email, it will come over here, like the administrator sent an email. Okay. So after the client replies back, so that will come up in his emails section over here. So you can see whichever emails were exchanged with him, and based on that, then you can take actions. You can update the details over here. If you want, you can change whatever you need. And when everything is fine, uh, you can set the details. So you can say client details enter. We'll say yes, and if anything else, if you need an image, you can even upload an image over here. And then the next step comes over here. That is, he has to assign this job seeker to the next person. That is a team manager. So yeah, next thing is about documents. So for this content, you can upload all the documents which are required in the documents section. So at a single place, you can see what all the documents have been collected from this particular candidate. Now you go to contact details, and you can change the assign to. The team administrator will change the assign to the next person, that is team manager, and he saves it. So this is out of this list now, and it goes to the team manager. You can see now it is assigned to team manager. So now let's log in as team manager. Okay, so now we log in as team manager, and we can see that there is a new job seeker assigned over here. Another thing is that we can set up various filters over here, like self referrals. We can have a filter which says that show only those contacts or the job seekers which are assigned to me, or in by any particular state, or like this. So you can define all those conditions over here. You can set your own saved search, or we call it as filters. Okay, so now the team administrator has got this particular job seeker. So let us see what is his next step. So next step is to TM assigns an ES to him, the job seeker, and he assigns the job seeker to the next person, that is employment specialist. So based on his details which are collected, which he can see over here, based on these details, so whatever decision he makes, the team manager makes a decision based on this thing, regional contract specialist or national contract. So in this way, he can select whichever regional contract or this thing he has to assign. So after reviewing it, he can change the assigned to field to either RCE or the NCE. So let's say we will assign it to RCE. So now the RCE logs in. Okay, so we are in the RCE's account now. So RCE, the original contract specialist, his job starts over here. So he makes a contact with the job seeker for an appointment for initial interview. So what he does over here is he goes to the job seekers. Like same way we send an email to the job seeker for his details, you can send him an email, and you can have a pre-filled template which could be sent to the job seeker for initial contact, initial appointment, contact. So those activities will come up over here. Sorry, emails will come up over here. So like you can see over here, we have sent him some few earlier. Okay. So now if you go to activities, So what he can do here is he can even add an event over here saying call for initial interview on which date, starts by 10 and you can say it would be over by 11. Status is planned, activity type is a meeting, and is saved. So you can see what are the activities you have engaged with the job seeker. The benefit over here is if you go to calendar, in your calendar you can see these events listed down. So you know your schedule then. Okay. So let's go to weekly calendar. So on 28th, 10 o'clock, we have a event, that is a meeting with the job seeker, and this in planned status. So if you want, you can reduce the time, and if you want, you can increase it, you can delete whatever you want. Okay? So this will update the event. Now if you want to see this event, you can click on this thing, if you visit the event, and there are options. If you want, you can send an invite. If you want, you can invite other users as well over here. Okay. So an invitation will be sent to the job seeker as well if you create this event with an invitation. Okay. So initial appointment has been scheduled. If you want, you can even postpone this thing depending on the client's requirement. Then he has to, when the client comes for the interview, he has to fill up the form, the initial interview form, so which is over here. So we observed that the client details form and the initial interview form had various common details. So we are using the same client details which we collected in the first step, and we have added a few other fields which are specific for the initial interview form, like this falls. And as you ask the questions to the client, you can update them accordingly. Okay. So if you say that registered name job seeker, if you want to update this field, you can just type in the names over here, and you can say the names with them and all. You can update what work are you interested in. Interested in doing work with furniture related work, or whatever you want, you can edit over here based on the interview of the client. So once this form has been filled up, he has to sign few forms like the interview consent form, employment specialist, and client contact form. So for this, we are going to install one plugin called as PDF Maker plugin. So you would create an option over here to to say print the consent form, print the employment specialist contract form, list and the client contract form. So you can directly print the PDFs based on the details extracted from this thing and the templates which you have in the plugin. You can print them directly. You can get it signed by both of the parties, and you can update over here. If you can, I would suggest that you should neglect the initial interview form to be signed, because we already have a form over here, the job seeker module. You should only get signed the consent form and the employment specialist client contract form. So once that is signed, we can scan it and we can upload it under the documents. Okay. So the employment specialist job is done. Now he hands over this thing back to the team administrator. So we'll change it over here. So what the employment specialist does is that he says over here, sorry, assign it back to the team administrator.